Hello, my name's Richard, and today we're going to learn all about puppets. Now, in a Topsy Turvy show, we love using puppets to bring stories to life. But there's 4 rules that we have to follow to make sure that our puppets are believable for our audience. Now, before I teach you the rules, I need you to go and get something. So pause the video and go and get a sock. Got one? Good. I think this one's clean. Before you put it on, can everyone do this with their hand? So you have your 4 fingers on top and your thumb on the bottom. Perfect. So go ahead and put your hand into the sock. Your 4 fingers are going to go where the toes go. And your thumb is going to go where your heel normally goes. So it's like that. I suggest you get a sock that's long enough to cover from the top of your fingers down to your elbow. And there we go. Here we have a puppet, believe it or not. Now, the first thing I need you to remember is the body. So this is rule number 1, the body. If you have a look at your puppet, I think mine looks kind of like a snake. So I'm going to decide that my puppet is a snake puppet. And we have to move our puppet as if it is a snake. So have a think about the body of your puppet and how it moves onto the screen and then off the screen again. A good way to move a snake is to wobble it like this from side to side. Brilliant. Also, a good way to bring your puppet onto the stage or a screen and off again is to do little bounces. If you start low and go up high, it's as if it's traveling up some stairs. It can enter and then go off screen again. Try that one more time. Little bounces on, look around, and off again. Brilliant. So that's step number 1, the body. Number 2 is probably the most important of all, because number 2 is all about the eyes. Our eyes tell somebody who's looking at us where we are looking and where our focus is. Now, if you look at your puppet, I think you can guess there aren't any eyes. But there's one saying in puppetry, and that is, the puppets see with their nose. And you might think, what does that mean? But if you point the nose of your puppet to the direction that you want your puppet to look, even though it doesn't have eyes, your audience will see that that's where your puppet is looking. So a good way to practice this is adding it to step number 1. So you're going to enter with little bounces. You're going to look straight down the lens or at your audience. Then you're going to leave again. Brilliant. Try that one more time. Entering into the space, looking at your audience, then looking at each corner of the room, back to your audience, and then leaving again. And that's a really good way to practice the focus and where your puppet is looking. Brilliant. So now we've learned about the body and how it moves. We've learned about the eyes and how it looks through its nose, about where the puppet should focus on. And number 3 is all to do with the mouth. When we speak, our jawbone, which is this one here, moves down. Hello, my name is Richard. My jaw is moving down. So that is the same for your puppet. Make sure that your thumb is the thing to move up and down rather than the top of your hand. I know it's easier to do that, but if we do that, it makes it look like our puppet is laughing all the time. And also, its eyes disappear. So make sure you make your puppet speak by moving your thumb up and down rather than your fingers. Have a go at saying this. Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? So you'll see, before my puppet starts to speak, its mouth is closed, and then I'm going to open and shut its mouth on each syllable. So take the line, hello, how are you? That is 5 syllables. Hello, how are you? So you're going to move the mouth open and closed 5 times for each syllable, like this. Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? You can even try shouting, hello, how are you? Hello, how are you? Perfect. And you don't actually need to move the puppet's mouth that wide if it's just talking. Hello, how are you? But if it's shouting, you can open it wider. Hello, how are you? To show your audience that he's shouting. And that is step number 3. Our final step is keeping our puppet alive. That means that when your puppet enters into a space, it's not just staying still, because that looks like it's frozen or that it's asleep, and we don't want that. So little movements, little bounces, opening and shutting the mouth, turning the head to look at different things, remember with the nose, is all good to show that your puppet is alive. And it doesn't have to be big movements, little movements are also really good. Have a practice to see if you can make your puppet feel different emotions. For example, can you make your puppet feel happy? Or can you make your puppet feel sad? Or can you make your puppet feel excited? Or can you make your puppet feel nervous? Or can you make your puppet feel really scared? Brilliant! Have a practice at those to see if you can make your puppet feel different emotions. And there you go! If you add all of those together, that's a really good way of bringing your puppet to life. So remember, think about the body and how it moves. Really think about the focus where your puppet is looking. Think about its mouth. Hello, how are you? And open and shutting its mouth at each syllable. And finally, remember to keep your puppet alive, even if you're not looking at it, with little movements and little head nods and adding some emotion to your puppet by having gentle movement. And these are all really good things about how to keep your puppet as believable as possible. And there you go. There are some handy hints about how to bring your sock to life. Now I think you should go now and find other things in your house that maybe you can bring to life too. And you can have loads of different characters, all simply from things like socks. Now before you go, I've got one friend from Dandyville who is very excited to meet you. Oh, I think he's coming now.
Hello there, everybody. Oh, it is fantastic to see you. Oh, my name is Mr. Rossetti, and I own Mr. Rossetti's Cafe in Dandyville. It is the best cafe in town. Oh, and I hear that you have been learning all about puppets. Bellissimo! Well, I think that you should try and find other things to bring to life in your home. Wonderful! Well, I can't stay and chat all day. I've got a kitchen to run. Well, it was lovely to meet you, everyone, and I will see you again soon. Goodbye! Arrivederci!